So how does Facebook decide which post will position higher, if at all, in the newsfeed? By sending the Facebook algorithm on a hunt for very specific signals. Details inside the video. Hey, it's Chia from Brand24, and today I want to talk about the Facebook algorithm, including all the basic stuff that any marketer, social media manager, or business owner should know before they start to dedicate any real time and resources to this platform. So no matter what you're doing on Facebook, whether you're in charge of your company's Facebook page or if you're an influencer in the making, the goal is the same: to get your content in front of as many eyes as possible. So in other words, you want to maximize your social media reach on Facebook. That's a metric that speaks to the number of people that see your post. Now, given some of the latest updates to the Facebook algorithm, which is focused on creating meaningful interactions that spark conversations, that is marketing speak for comments, shares, and a few other ways of interacting with a post, the best way to maximize your reach is through engagement. So Facebook considers the following interactions to be the most meaningful in their algorithm, and that is comments, reactions, replies to comments, shares through Messenger, as well as the engagement rate for the shares. In a lengthy post addressing significant Facebook updates, Mark Zuckerberg stated that public content, that means it's coming from businesses, brands, and media, should inspire meaningful interactions if they want to position higher or at all in the newsfeed, which puts comments at the top of the list. Now, reactions are also significant, and if somebody loves or reacts to your post using any of the other more active emojis instead of the typical thumbs up sign, Facebook also takes this into consideration. And back to those meaningful interactions. So one of the most meaningful interactions that we can have with any other human being is a conversation, and that's why threads and replies to specific comments under your post also carry weight in the algorithm. And this also applies to Messenger. If someone publicly shares your post on their wall, this is great. But if they share your post with a really specific person through Messenger, it makes the act of sharing that much more meaningful and personalized. This could become even more significant, especially with the integration of major messaging apps like Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and Instagram. But more on that for another time. And to make this just a little bit more meta, the Facebook algorithm also considers how much engagement those shares of your post gets. So beyond just getting shares, those shares themselves also need to have their own comments, their own reactions, and even other shares to really work in your favor. So these are the 5 basic types of engagement that are responsible for sending important signals to Facebook about whether your post will really spark meaningful interactions, at least according to them. But now, what does Facebook do with all these signals? Well, they use them to decide whether your post will actually make it into someone's newsfeed, and they make this decision in 4 basic moves. First, Facebook will take inventory of all the content that it has available to show a user. So this includes posts from that user's Facebook friends, as well as public posts from brands, businesses, and media. And next, Facebook will look at all the signals for a post, including those signals for meaningful interactions that we just mentioned above, along with some other details like the publisher, how old the content is, how much time people spend on it, and more. Then based on a user's past behavior, like interactions with this publisher or a similar post, Facebook will predict how likely it is that a user will like or interact with your post. I will add now that according to studies from the Pew Research Center, 27% of people feel like Facebook doesn't get them. This can mean one of 3 things. 1, that the algorithm isn't perfect, which is probably true. 2, that people don't necessarily have to like or agree with a post to click on it, comment on it, or engage with it, which is also probably true. Or option 3, all of the above. My money is on 3. So finally, taking all these factors into consideration, that's inventory, signals, and predictions, Facebook assigns each post with a score. And since each user has different interests, preferences, and past behavior, the score for one piece of content will be different for each user. And this is just a basic look at how the Facebook algorithm works, taking the latest updates that favor meaningful interactions and posts that spark conversations into consideration. I hope this helps you gain a better understanding of the things that really count when it comes to working with the algorithm, so that you can make each post go just a little bit farther and maximize your reach on a very specific platform like this one. And that's all for this week. If you have any questions, something to add, or suggest a topic for next week, you can go ahead and let me know in the comments section below. And if you found this video helpful, feel free to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, where I'll be explaining how you can do even more in social media and digital marketing each week. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you learned something new. I'll see you next time. Bye.